Everything we thought we knew about Heartland is about to change forever. The new trailer for Season 19. Episode 4 isn't just emotional, it's heartbreaking, mysterious, and deeply unsettling. Something is coming that no one saw coming. Not even the most loyal fans. The screen fades to black. A soft melody plays, and suddenly, Amy appears, her face filled with fear and confusion. She's alone, standing by the old barn, the wind howling through the trees. Her voice trembles as she whispers, "It's happening again," ants freeze. What does that mean? What's happening again? The trailer cuts to a stormy sky. Flashes of horses running wild, Lou crying in her truck, and Jack looking out at the land like he's about to lose everything. In less than 30 seconds, the Heartland trailer delivers one of the most intense emotional punches in years. It hints at pain, secrets, and a moment that could break the entire family apart. But this isn't just another episode. This is something much deeper. For years, Heartland has been a story of love, loss, and healing. But this trailer, it feels different. There's a strange darkness behind every scene, a quiet warning that something is about to go terribly wrong, and fans everywhere are already asking the same question. Is Heartland about to lose someone again? Because if this trailer is telling us anything, it's that episode 4 will test the family like never before. And the worst part? The trailer doesn't give us answers. It only leaves us with fear, curiosity, and a storm that's just beginning to form over Heartland Ranch. It's been a peaceful start to Season 19, or at least, that's what we thought. Episodes 1 through 3 gave fans moments of hope and healing. Amy was finally finding balance again, after everything she's lost. Lou seemed determined to make things right with her family, and Jack, as always, carried the wisdom of the ranch like a torch through the darkness. But in the trailer for Episode 4, that calm begins to crumble. It opens with a shot of Heartland Ranch at dawn, the golden light spilling across the fields. Everything looks perfect for a second, until the silence becomes too heavy. The birds stop singing, the wind slows down, and Amy steps out of the barn with a look that says she knows something terrible is coming. There's a phone ringing in the background once, twice, 3 times, but she doesn't answer. Her eyes are fixed on something we can't see. The camera slowly pans to a shadow moving across the field. A man's voice calls out her name, but it's faint, like an echo from the past. Then, in a heartbeat, the tone shifts. Lou appears in tears, sitting in her car, gripping the steering wheel. The radio is playing, but she isn't listening. Her phone buzzes with a message, and for a second, she looks terrified to read it. The trailer jumps to Tim, pacing inside the house, his hands shaking. He says just one line, "You don't understand what's at stake." That's when fans knew something massive was about to happen. This isn't just another family drama. This feels like a turning point, maybe even a tragedy. The way the music swells, the way the camera lingers on Amy's face. It's clear that Episode 4 is hiding something big. Every frame feels heavy with meaning. Every word feels like a warning. And as the trailer ends with a single tear rolling down Amy's cheek, one thing becomes certain: the Heartland, we know, is about to face a storm like never before. Every storm starts with a whisper, and Season 19's calm moments were filled with quiet warnings we didn't see coming. Before Episode 4's shocking trailer dropped, Heartland had been building something subtle, slow emotional burn that fans can now recognize as the calm before chaos. In Episode 1, Amy seemed lighter for the first time in a long while. Her connection with the horses felt healing again, like she was rediscovering the part of herself that grief had buried. She smiled more, talked about new beginnings, and tried to believe that peace could last. But if you watched closely, you could already sense the weight behind her eyes. It wasn't over. Not really. Lou, on the other hand, was fighting her own battles. She put on her mayor's face, confident, composed, in control. But inside, she was cracking. Her work was pulling her away from her family again. Every time she promised to slow down, something else demanded her attention. A mistake, a secret, a regret she hasn't yet faced. The trailer's glimpse of her crying in her car suddenly makes more sense. Maybe she's finally breaking under the pressure of holding everything together. And then there's Tim, stubborn, fiery, and unpredictable as ever. In the earlier episodes, we saw him struggling to find peace with his past. He's trying to make amends, to become someone better, but the ghosts of his old life keep showing up in memories, arguments, and maybe now in something darker. When he says in the trailer, "You don't understand what's at stake," it feels personal. It feels like the past is coming back to haunt him. Even Jack, the anchor of Heartland, seemed to sense the shift. His quiet moments with Amy were full of unspoken fear. He looked out over the fields more often, like a man trying to hold on to something slipping away. His calm wisdom carried a shadow this season, like he knows the family's strength is about to be tested again, and through it all, the land, that beautiful, endless Heartland, feels different. The light isn't as warm. The air isn't as still. There's a tension hanging over every sunrise. It's like the earth itself is holding its breath. Looking back, the clues were there all along. Every choice, every silence, every glance between the characters built up to this episode 4. Because in Heartland, nothing happens by accident. The writers don't just show pain. They let it grow quietly until it becomes impossible to ignore. And now, that moment has come. The calm has faded. The storm is here. And episode 4 is about to tear open every wound the family tried to heal. The trailer begins in silence. No music. No dialogue. Just the soft creak of a barn door opening. Dust floats in the morning light as Amy steps out, her eyes tired, her voice soft, almost shaking as she whispers, "It's starting again." That single line sets the tone. You can feel it, the dread, the confusion, the fear that something old and painful is returning. Then in a flash, the music hits, low strings echoing heartbeats. The trailer cuts between quick, disjointed moments. Lou wiping tears from her face. Jack slamming a gate shut. Tim shouting at someone off screen, his voice trembling with anger. And through it all, Amy riding hard across the fields, her hair whipping in the wind, as if she's running toward or away from something she can't escape. The screen fades to black, and we hear the faint sound of a phone ringing. Once, twice, then it stops. A man's voice says, "You shouldn't have come back." Fans pause here every time. Who is he talking to, Amy? Or someone from her past? The tone of that voice, half warning, half regret, sends chills down your spine. The next scene flashes by quickly, too quickly to process. Lou is seen standing outside the ranch, her hands shaking as she looks at something off camera. Behind her, the sky turns gray, storm clouds rolling in fast. She says, "We can't lose her again." Her words echo as the music builds, louder, faster, almost suffocating. Then, a sudden cut. Amy standing in the rain, clutching a photograph to her chest. She's crying, whispering a name we can't quite hear. It's blurred by thunder, by the sound of hooves pounding the earth. The trailer slows again. We see Jack sitting alone in the dark, his hat on the table, his hands clasped together. He says softly, "Sometimes the past doesn't stay buried." That's when it clicks. This episode isn't just about loss. It's about something coming back. Something that was never truly gone. The final scene is the one that left fans speechless. Amy kneels beside a horse, whispering, "I'll fix this. I promise." The camera zooms in on her face, trembling, terrified before cutting to black, and just before the trailer ends. One last sound, a single gunshot echoing through the night, then silence. No release date. No title card. Just the Heartland logo fading in. As the wind whistles across the ranch, fans were left frozen. Theories exploded online within minutes, some claiming it's a flashback, others saying a beloved character might be in danger. But one thing is certain. This isn't the warm, gentle Heartland we've known for years. This is darker, more emotional, more real. The trailer doesn't just tease a story. It warns us that everything we love about Heartland, the peace, the family, the hope, is about to be tested in a way no one expected, and for the first time in a long while. Heartland feels like a mystery waiting to break our hearts all over again. The moment the trailer dropped, the Heartland fandom exploded. Social media turned into a storm of emotions: shock, confusion, fear, and heartbreak, all at once. It wasn't just a trailer. It was a puzzle, and fans everywhere started trying to piece it together. Within minutes, Reddit threads lit up. YouTube comment sections filled with panic. Tweets poured in saying, "Did you hear that gunshot? And who's Amy crying for?" Theories spread like wildfire, each one more emotional than the last. Some fans believe Episode 4 will revisit the deepest wound in Heartland's history, Ty's memory. The way Amy whispers, "It's starting again," feels too personal to be random. Could she be seeing signs or hearing things that remind her of him? Or maybe the family finds something from his past. A letter, a voice recording, a secret he left behind that changes everything. Others think the episode could bring back someone unexpected, maybe not physically, but through memory or message. A voice from the past. A forg. Then there's the darker theory, the one that's making fans nervous. In that quick moment where Lou says, "We can't lose her again," many think she's talking about Amy herself. Could Amy be in danger? Or is someone else, maybe a horse, maybe a family member, facing a life-threatening moment? TikTok edits have already turned the trailer into emotional montages, soft piano music, low fades, quotes from the show about loss and family. Viewers are crying before the episode even airs. One fan wrote, "This show knows exactly how to break us and heal us at the same time." Another commented, "If Jack cries in episode 4, I'll cry too." But among all the pain and fear, there's also hope. Some fans believe episode 4 will finally give Amy closure, that the storm isn't here to destroy, it's here to cleanse. The shot of her standing in the rain could mean she's letting go of her guilt once and for all. The promise, she whispers, "I'll fix this," might not be about loss. It might be about forgiveness, and maybe that gunshot at the end isn't tragedy at all. Maybe it's a metaphor, a symbol of the past finally breaking apart, loud, sudden, but necessary. One thing's clear, Heartland fans are emotionally invested like never before. This trailer didn't just tease an episode, it reopened old wounds and reignited the love people have for this story. Every theory carries one truth. Episode 4 will change everything. Whether it's heartbreak, healing, or both, Heartland is about to remind us why it's more than just a show. It's a story about family, resilience, and the courage to face what hurts most, because sometimes the most shocking moments are the ones that lead us back home. There's a moment just before everything falls apart, when time seems to stand still. That's what the trailer captures so perfectly. The quiet before the chaos, the breath before the heartbreak, the silence before the storm. Amy stands alone in the pasture as the sky darkens. The wind lifts her hair, and for a second, everything is still. No dialogue, no music, just the sound of the horses shifting restlessly behind her. It's a small, haunting detail, but it says so much. Even the animals sense that something isn't right then. The camera cuts to Jack. He's sitting by the fireplace, staring into the flames like he's searching for answers that just won't come. His face looks older here, heavier, as if he's carrying every memory of the ranch on his shoulders. He says softly, "You can't stop the storm, Amy, but you can face it." Those words linger like an echo, not just for Amy, but for everyone watching. Because that's what Heartland has always been about, facing what life throws at you. Even when it breaks you, the trailer slows, showing a montage of small moments, Lou standing by the barn door, her hand trembling, Tim tightening his jacket as thunder rumbles in the distance, Katie looking out the window, whispering something we can't hear. The lighting shifts from gold to gray, the music fading in, soft piano notes turning into something darker, heavier. Then we hear Amy's voice again. "I thought I was ready." The screen flashes with lightning, and suddenly, everything moves faster, hooves pounding the dirt, doors slamming, someone shouting in the distance. The storm has arrived. But in the middle of all that noise, there's still a strange beauty. The kind of beauty that only Heartland can create, a blend of fear, love, and courage all tangled together. You can feel every heartbeat, every tear, every ounce of strength the characters have left. And maybe that's why the trailer hits so hard. Because it doesn't just show us what's coming, it makes us feel it. The dread, the anticipation, the hope that somehow they'll make it through again. We see Amy clutching a horse's bridle, whispering something to calm it. The storm is raging, but her voice is steady, soft, fragile, but determined. For a second, it feels like she's not just talking to the horse. She's talking to herself. To all of us, we'll get through this, she says. The screen cuts to black. Only the sound of rain remains. That's when you realize Episode 4 isn't about the storm destroying Heartland. It's about how the family holds on through it. How they fight, forgive, and find light again, even in the darkest moments. The silence before the storm is over. Now, the storm itself is ready to break. The trailer shows us fear, heartbreak, and chaos. But what it doesn't show might be the most powerful part of all. Because sometimes, what's missing tells a bigger story than what's revealed. The camera gives us glimpses, flashes of faces, half-spoken words, tears falling in the dark. But it never tells us why. Why is Amy whispering, "It's starting again"? Why does Lou say, "We can't lose her again"? Why does Jack look like a man saying goodbye? Every question feels like a door that's been left half open, and fans can't help but step closer. There's one shot in particular that no one can stop talking about. It's only half a second long, a reflection in a window, a figure standing behind Amy. You almost miss it if you blink. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some believe it's a memory. Others think it's a warning. But whatever it is, it changes the tone of everything that follows. Then there's the letter. It's barely visible, tucked in Amy's hand during one of the final shots. She holds it tightly like it's something sacred. The words are blurred, but the emotion is clear. Pain, hesitation, maybe even guilt. Who sent it? What does it say? The trailer never answers, and that silence speaks louder than words. We also don't see what happens after that gunshot. The screen goes black, leaving us suspended in a moment of pure dread. It's deliberate, a cliffhanger designed to haunt us. But more than shock, it's meant to make us feel. The show has always been about the moments between the pauses. The looks, the things left unsaid. And in this trailer, those silent moments carry the weight of everything Heartland stands for. Love, loss, forgiveness, and family. Another hidden detail, the pendant Amy wears. It's the same one Ty gave her seasons ago. She hasn't worn it in years until now. That's not a coincidence. The writers are trying to tell us something through that single, quiet choice. Maybe this episode isn't just about grief returning. Maybe it's about healing in a way that only comes when you finally face your past. It's easy to focus on the storm, the tears, the shouting, but Heartland has never been about the loud moments. It's about the quiet ones, the ones that break you without saying a word. So what the trailer doesn't show might be the real story. A story of letting go, of rediscovering strength, of choosing to move forward even when it hurts. Episode 4 isn't just going to test the family, it's going to remind them who they really are. Because sometimes the hardest battles aren't the ones you fight out loud. They're the ones you face in silence. And in that silence, Heartland finds its truth again. When the storm finally ends, what's left behind isn't silence, it's change. Because that's what Heartland has always done best. It doesn't just tell stories about pain, it tells stories about surviving it. The trailer for Episode 4 doesn't give us closure, it gives us questions. But maybe that's the point. Maybe Heartland isn't trying to shock us for the sake of drama. Maybe it's preparing us for something deeper. A moment of transformation that will redefine what this show stands for. After years of love, loss, and rebuilding, the Heartland family stands once again on the edge of something unknown. The land looks the same. The horses still run free, but something in the air has shifted. There's a weight to it, a feeling that the ranch itself is holding its breath. Fans can sense it too. The calm smiles, the gentle sunsets, they feel different now. Amy's promise, "I'll fix this," echoes like a vow to herself, to her family, and to everyone watching. Because Heartland has never been about perfect endings. It's about endurance, about finding strength when you've got nothing left. If the trailer has shown us anything, it's that Episode 4 will be more than just another chapter. It will be a turning point. a test of love, faith, and forgiveness. And maybe, for the first time in a long while, the family will have to confront not an outside problem, but themselves. Jack's quiet wisdom, Lou's fragile strength, Tim's stubborn pride, Amy's unshakable heart, all of them are about to collide in a way that changes everything. Because storms don't just destroy, they reveal what's truly strong enough to last. And when the clouds clear, maybe that's what we'll see. Not brokenness, but rebuilding. Not loss, but growth. Not an ending, but a beginning born from everything they've survived. The final moments of the trailer say it best without saying a word. A shot of the empty ranch. The wind brushing through the tall grass. The camera lingers just long enough for us to feel it, that quiet, aching peace that comes after chaos. Then one final image. Amy standing in the field as the sun breaks through the clouds. She doesn't smile. She doesn't cry. She just stands there, steady, strong, and changed. And that's Heartland. It's about facing what hurts, holding on when it's hard, finding hope in the smallest moments. So when episode 4 finally airs, it won't just be another story about family and horses. It'll be about courage. The courage to move forward when the past still whispers your name. Because in Heartland, storms don't end stories. They remind us why they're worth telling.